Benghazi's back in the news, of course, because now we have new evidence that the White House actually did edit all the talking points associated with whether or not there was actually a video that influenced the attack or if this thing was a terror attack.
Was it a demonstration or an attack?
Yeah.
And the guy changed it from attack to demonstration. Doesn't really remember doing it. And when grilled, he said, this was like 2 years ago, dude.
And you see Carney standing up there, Jay Carney standing up there, the White House press secretary, in front of the press yesterday, acting with like such contempt for the press for them asking questions about this.
To be fair to Jay, I have total contempt for the White House press corps, too. I'll be like, what do you want to ask questions now? Like, oh, it's too late. We're president.
Okay, so reporters are terrible, editors are terrible, journalists are terrible. I know this. I am one. I spend all of my time around them. Mm-hmm. In terms of Jay Carney treating the White House press corps with contempt, he's totally justified.
You had 6 years to ask questions, maybe 7, and you wait till now, and you know what? I'm just not going to answer.
I do think that you can tie this back to Hillary Clinton, who sits in front of Congress and says, at this point, what difference does it make whether it was an attack or some random guys walking down the street?
But to her point, what difference does it make at this point? Because he was already elected and he can't get elected again.
Well, politically, that's true. Yeah. But Democrats,
that's probably what they're thinking.
But
they're
Democrats carry that baggage. And in Hillary's case, this can be hung around her neck. I mean, this is you know, if she's going to run on her record as Secretary of State.
She's not going to be the president anyway, so I don't think she'll get the nomination.
The real Benghazi scandal, I think, has always been the fact that the president's Libya policy was to bomb Libya, put no boots on the ground, and then take credit for this a few weeks earlier at the Democratic Convention before Benghazi, saying, hey, look, we took out an Arab dictatorship and we just needed a few fighter planes to do it. And I don't think we should have had soldiers in the ground, but I don't think, I mean, it was kind of a very half-assed effort on the part of the United States. And what we got there is a country in chaos and, of course, no good security situation on the ground.
That's a great point. Obama took out Gaddafi, thought that Libya was a success, and then this was a failure, and he wasn't able to defend it.
Just go with that.
But how come there are all of these open questions? Let me just start from the beginning. Why was Chris Stevens there? What were they doing in Benghazi? Was there ability for them to get a military response? The general suggested yesterday there was. Why wasn't the State Department asking for them to have a response? Why did they change the talking points? And I think it goes to your point.
Yeah.
So there's like all of these really big outstanding questions about an attack on a U.S. ambassador that killed him that continue to be unanswered to this day. Oh, and by the way, not a single perpetrator in this attack has been caught or identified publicly.
That's the part that's really shocking to me, that we actually haven't brought anybody to justice on this.
I mean, the Getty and Reuters sell the images. You got their faces.
Yeah,
They pose, like, ah!
It's very strange, and we know that this was political in motivation, the editing of the talking points.
Right.
Because it was 2 weeks earlier at the Democratic Convention, Barack Obama was getting in front of all the Democrats and saying he was bragging about what he had done in Libya and taking out this government and no American casualties, and look how great, look at what a genius I am.
And the mission was, we need to show this was not a failure of policy before anyone looked to see it. Was this a failure of policy?
I mean, of course it was a policy failure when you have, I mean, these people who were unguarded in a chaos in a country that you've turned into chaos and anarchy.
It was like 2 years ago, dude. Why are we still talking about this? I don't remember. I lie every day.